Hey everyone, Drew here, and today we are going to take a look at the new upcoming SSR Ludmilla and Clarice, the second dual unit in the game. They have a speed of 296, which is below average for the newer units, but let's jump right into the skill set. First up, we have the Knockout Strike, which deals damage to one enemy and has 35% chance of forcing that enemy to sleep for 200 time units. So even if that unit has already slept, there's a 35% chance that it will fall asleep again, or if it is currently sleeping, it will not wake up that unit either. And it also produces 2 spirit and costs 100 time units. So for a basic attack skill, that is already very, very good. And then we also get another instant skill, and this time it is an instant nightmare. 600% damage to one enemy that is currently sleeping. It will not wake up that enemy if it even survives the attack. And also Ludmilla and Clarice will recover 100% of HP, so will be fully healed again. This skill is locked for 100 time units, so a bit longer or double the length of, for example, Survivor's Storm by Cinderella. Also important to note here is that this actually produces 1 spirit, so if there is a sleeping enemy available that is not guarded, then she can absolutely use it in any case that it is unlocked, because it also produces 1 spirit. Then as a third skill, we see Forced Sleep. Yet again, like with Bunny Reset, we see 2 spirit costs, but it only costs 50 time units, and it grants one enemy the sleep status effect, even if they already slept while on the battlefield. Quite a good skill, especially with the short TU. At least it's not like the Instant Nightmare is only locked for 50 time units, because then she could get a chain going with Forced Sleep and Instant Nightmare, which would be honestly possibly even better than the chain from Cinderella, so that is good at least. And then as her fourth and final skill, we see the Savage Knockout. It costs 2 spirit and 160 TU, 160 TU being quite a lot for today's meta, but there is a lot of things going on with this skill. It deals 500% damage to 2 enemies, and if they are left with 25% or less of max HP and are not already sleeping, then they will fall asleep, even if they have already slept on the battlefield before. Additionally, this attack also ignores enemy damage reduction effects and the stealth status effect, and it also doesn't wake up already sleeping enemies. The one big condition is that she must have defeated one enemy already while on the battlefield, but honestly not that hard to achieve, especially when we look at the passive side in a bit. But let me also say that this kind of mechanic of the low HP knockout is clearly a nerf to hold ground, and especially hold ground plus units, because it becomes much more likely that they are asleep when it is their time to reset the hold ground plus or regain their health points at the very least. And now here we see the 2 passives which make her a really, really strong unit to be reckoned with. We have the Deadly Guard, which means whenever she defeats an enemy, she will get the Guardian status, and she will keep that Guardian status until she basically would be defeated, but not by a non-attack damage like poison or burn. It has to be an attack, and if that happens, she will stop being a Guardian and be healed for 100% of max HP, so she's basically fresh and good to go again. Basically an invincible guard with kind of poison or burn ward, at least in terms of not being able to die. And if she would be defeated instead, she will stop being a guard and be at 100% HP yet again. And she will become even stronger considering her second passive, which is Dual Prodigies, which is referring to her two states. Either she is a guardian or she's not a guardian. If she is a guardian, she has 65% damage reduction from attacks, which is quite impressive. Of course, there are a lot of skills out there that ignore damage reduction, but if the enemy team doesn't have these or isn't ready to deploy these in terms of spirit or maybe being asleep, then this 65% damage reduction should prevent her for quite a while from hitting that threshold of no longer being a guardian. Talking about not being a guardian, which is obviously the status she starts the game with, she is basically auto-enraged whenever she is not a guardian. So all of the attack stats that I mentioned before, for example, the instant nightmare with 600% damage, if she is not a guardian at that point, she will deal 900% damage to an enemy that is sleeping. Additionally to that kind of auto-enrage, she also ignores all attacks that would damage exactly 2 targets. Of course, only if she is not a guardian. But what that also means is that she cannot be targeted pretty much if she is behind a guardian. That makes her a super easy unit to put into your plat 1 behind a guard. Only attack all or direct hits can target her when she is not a guardian. And remember, if she is a guardian, she basically cannot be killed. She can only be killed while she is not a guardian. Which means that, that is something I only realized just now, which also means that it is impossible to kill Ludmilla and Clarice with an attack that targets 2 enemies. Because if she is a guardian, then she would recover all of her HP if she would be defeated. And if she is not a guardian, then that attack will simply not hit her. And she won't even lose stealth if it is for some reason applied from another unit. Now that was a quick review about the skills of Ludmilla and Clarice. Stay tuned for my extended AI analysis and my prediction in terms of her arena and war performance and which tier I think she will go to in my upcoming new video. Stay tuned for in my next video I will discuss her or their potential AI behavior and how I think she will or they will perform in war and especially in arena and what tier I think she will go to, and also a few musings of how she might be of use and how she potentially will change the game. Wow, that she and they is honestly really distracting. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for that upcoming video. And as always, thanks for watching.